So we all know that Persona 4 is supposed to be getting a remake that is going to be released sometime within the next year or two. But but yeah, I mean when the announcement was made a couple of months back, I was under the impression that it was going to be coming out like sometime like this year in 2025, but obviously that's not the case. And and yeah, Persona 4 Revival I feel like is a game that I don't know, I feel like it's a game that has the potential to be one of the biggest titles of whatever year it's released in terms of like popularity and mainstream appeal and all that stuff. And I think the thing about this that's kind of like very baffling to me is the fact that we haven't heard anything about Persona 6 as of yet. But Persona 4, the original one, or Persona 4 Golden, whichever one you played, the game is a classic. The plot is something that it's something that people can really get into, with television and all the murders that take place in the alternate reality and all that other stuff. It was pretty dark. Um I feel like, Persona 4 is one of those games that it definitely deserved a high definition remake, a lot sooner than like the announcement that we got. But I don't know, I just feel like at this point, Persona 4 Revival, like it's one of those games where if Atlas waits too long to release it, that people may not care about it. I think it'll still be a big deal, but then again, we have no idea how much the cost of gaming is going to go up between now and next year or 2027 for that matter. And right now, the perceived release date for Persona 4 Revival is like between 2026 and 2027. So I guess like sometime after April 1st, and before like before like the second quarter of 2027. So we might get this game at 2027 at the very latest. I could see this game being on a PlayStation 5, PC. I'm not too sure about Xbox Series X, and I'm not too sure about, the Switch too, but they might as well put it on the Switch too because the console is actually really popular right now, and it's most likely going to remain popular throughout 2026 and 2027. But but yeah, I mean, I don't think like Atlas has necessarily gone on record and give us an official release date regarding Persona 4 Revival, but I'm pretty sure that'll do good numbers in terms of sales, commercial success if it's marketed correctly, and if they add some extra stuff to make it stand out from the original version of Persona 4 or what we got in Persona 4 Golden. If we get like graphics similar to that of like Persona 5 or aesthetics similar to that, I think that would be pretty cool as well because you look at the original Persona 4 game, it's basically bland, 3D, graphics. And I don't know, even though the game is good, I don't feel like the graphics aged that well compared to like what we have today in terms of like visuals and everything else. But but yeah, a lot of people are waiting for Persona 4 Revival. They're waiting even more for Persona 6 to come out. And it makes me wonder, are we going to get this game before we get Persona 6? And if that is the case, we may not be getting Persona 6 until like 2027, 2028, or 2029 at the latest. I hope we don't have to wait that long because it's been almost a decade since Persona 5 came out. Because Persona 5 came out back in 2016, I want to say, and then I think we got like the updated version of Persona 5 back in 2020. So yeah, it's just like yeah, we've kind of been like sitting back and waiting for Atlas to announce, Persona 6, but they haven't announced anything at all. There's been a lot of speculation on what the story is going to be and what the main color for the game is going to be because I think the main color for Persona 5 was red. There's been rumors about the main color for Persona 6 being green, which I think would be very fitting in this day and age. But yeah, Persona 4 Revival is something that I feel like this game will definitely, click with, the modern audience of gamers or the current generation of gamers for the most part because when the original Persona 4 game came out, it came out back when I had just like came out of high school. So yeah, it was like back in the 2000s. So that was almost 20 years ago. And and yeah, I feel like this is a game that a lot of people are gonna have fun with because I think we got Persona 3 Reload back in 2024 last year, and a lot of people like that, and they say it was one of the better RPGs of 2024, along with Metaphor and Fantasio. So who knows? I mean, I think Persona is still like a huge like IP in relation to RPGs in this day and age. And I do feel like a P4 remake is something that would do at least 1 or 2 million in terms of sales because the Persona series is I mean, it's kind of niche, but I feel like it's bigger now than it's ever been before. So I honestly feel like the Persona 4 remake is something that will do well in terms of overall sales, but right now we're still waiting for that release date.